The Lost Crown, Part 1. In a small village surrounded by green hills and clear rivers, there was a legend about a lost crown. This crown belonged to King Eric, a wise and kind ruler who lived many years ago. The crown was magical, bringing peace and prosperity to the kingdom. But one day, the crown disappeared, and the kingdom fell into hard times. Crops failed, rivers dried up, and the people became sad. In this village lived a young boy named Liam. He loved to hear stories about King Eric and the lost crown. His grandmother often told him, "If someone finds the crown, our village will be happy again." Liam dreamed of finding the crown and helping his village. One summer day, while playing in the woods, Liam found an old map hidden inside a tree. The map showed the way to a place called the Crystal Cave. Excited, Liam ran home to show his grandmother. She looked at the map and said, "This could be the place where the crown is hidden. You must go on this adventure, Liam." Liam was excited but also a little scared. He packed a small bag with food, water, and his flashlight. Before he left, his grandmother gave him a silver pendant. "This will protect you," she said. "Be brave, Liam." Liam set off into the forest, following the map. The trees were tall and thick, blocking out the sunlight. The air was cool and filled with the sounds of birds and leaves. Liam walked for hours, following narrow paths and crossing small streams. Finally, he saw a faint glow in the distance. He walked toward the light and found the entrance to the crystal cave. The cave's entrance was wide and dark, with crystals shining in the rocks around it. Liam took a deep breath and stepped inside. The air was cold, and his footsteps echoed in the cave. He used his flashlight to see the way, revealing crystals of all colors. As Liam walked deeper into the cave, he noticed strange symbols on the walls. He remembered his grandmother's stories and thought these symbols might be clues. He carefully studied them, trying to understand their meaning. Suddenly, he heard a soft whispering sound. He turned around, but no one was there. The cave seemed to come alive, and Liam felt a sense of urgency. He quickened his pace, following the symbols deeper into the cave. His heart pounded with excitement. What secrets lay ahead? Would he find the lost crown and save his village? Only time would tell. Part 2. Liam continued deeper into the crystal cave, the whispering sounds growing louder. The symbols on the walls guided him through winding passages and hidden chambers. He knew he had to be brave and focused to find the lost crown. After walking for a long time, Liam found himself in a large chamber. In the center of the room stood a pedestal, and on it, something glimmered in the dim light. His heart raced. Could it be the lost crown? He approached the pedestal cautiously. As he got closer, he saw the crown. It was more beautiful than he had imagined, with precious gems shining brightly. Just as he reached out to touch it, the ground began to shake. Rocks fell from the ceiling, and the cave rumbled loudly. Liam quickly grabbed the crown and looked for a way out. He saw a narrow tunnel at the other end of the chamber and ran toward it. The tunnel was dark and winding, but he didn't stop. The cave was collapsing behind him, and he knew he had to escape. As he ran, the whispering sounds grew louder and more urgent. Liam couldn't understand the words, but he felt they were guiding him. He emerged from the tunnel into another large chamber filled with ancient statues and more symbols on the walls. In the center of the chamber stood a ghostly figure of an old man with kind eyes and a gentle smile. "You have found the crown, young one," the ghost said softly. "But your journey is not yet complete." Liam, panting and exhausted, asked, "Who are you?" "I am the spirit of King Arik," the ghost replied. "I have been waiting for someone brave enough to find my crown and restore peace to our land." Liam's eyes widened in amazement. "What do I need to do?" he asked. "You must take the crown to the sacred grove," King Arik said. "It is there that the crown's magic can be awakened, and our village can be saved. But beware, the path to the sacred grove is dangerous. Trust in your heart and the pendant your grandmother gave you." With that, the ghostly figure of King Arik began to fade, and the chamber grew darker. Liam clutched the crown tightly and looked around for the way out. He spotted another tunnel leading upward. Taking a deep breath, he began to climb, determined to complete his quest. The tunnel was steep and slippery, but Liam kept going. He could see light at the end and felt a rush of relief. Emerging from the tunnel, he found himself at the edge of the forest, the sun shining brightly above. He looked back at the cave and then at the crown in his hands. The journey was far from over, but he felt a renewed sense of hope and determination. Liam set off toward the sacred grove, guided by the map and the pendant's glow. The path was indeed dangerous, with wild animals and rough terrain. But Liam's courage and the thought of saving his village kept him going. He knew that he was on the right path, and nothing could stop him from reaching the sacred grove and restoring the lost crown's magic. Part 3. Liam journeyed toward the sacred grove, his heart full of determination. The path grew more difficult with each step. The forest became dense, and the trail was almost impossible to see. Wild animals lurked in the shadows, and the terrain was rough and uneven. But Liam pressed on, guided by the pendant's gentle glow. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows through the trees, Liam came to a river. The water was swift and deep, with no bridge in sight. He hesitated, unsure of how to cross. Suddenly, he noticed stepping stones leading across the river, but they were slippery and uneven. Taking a deep breath, Liam stepped onto the first stone. It wobbled under his weight, but he kept his balance. Slowly and carefully, he made his way across, keeping his eyes focused on the opposite bank. With one final leap, he landed safely on the other side. He felt a surge of relief and continued his journey. The forest grew darker as night fell, and strange noises echoed around him. Liam's flashlight flickered, casting eerie shadows on the trees. He felt a chill run down his spine but remembered the words of King Eric and his grandmother. He clutched the pendant and the crown tightly, drawing strength from them. After hours of walking, Liam finally reached the edge of the sacred grove. The grove was a magical place, with ancient trees and glowing flowers. The air was filled with the soft hum of unseen creatures, and the ground was covered in a carpet of moss. In the center of the grove stood an ancient stone altar. Liam approached the altar and carefully placed the crown on it. As soon as the crown touched the stone, a bright light erupted from the altar, illuminating the entire grove. The trees seemed to come alive, their branches swaying and leaves rustling in a gentle breeze. The air filled with a sense of peace and magic. Suddenly, the ghostly figure of King Eric appeared once more. "You have done well, Liam," the king said, his voice filled with gratitude. "The crown's magic is awakening, and peace will return to our land." Liam watched in awe as the light from the altar spread, reaching out to the far corners of the kingdom. The rivers began to flow again, the crops started to grow, and the people in the village felt a wave of happiness and hope. King Eric smiled at Liam. "You have proven yourself brave and true. Our village owes you a great debt." Liam felt a sense of pride and accomplishment. "Thank you, King Eric. I couldn't have done it without my grandmother's stories and this pendant." The king nodded. "Your grandmother is wise. Cherish her and the stories she shares."